Hey guys, it's Red Knobster, and today I have created something beautiful, in my opinion. Today I've recreated Space Invaders in vanilla Minecraft. So for those of you who don't know what Space Invaders is, essentially it's a retro arcade game that's, you'd be a ship and you'd shoot space invaders, little aliens up in the sky, right? Very basic, rudimentary concept. But I thought it'd be pretty fun to recreate it, especially since it's been attempted many times, actually. People such as SimplySarc, Jespertheend End tried to recreate a parody version that Zetling made, which wasn't a real version, it was for his bite-sized Minecraft 2, but essentially, it's been done many times, and it's been done well, I mean, for the time being, but those were about a year ago, and with new technology comes new creation. So what I've tried to do is revamp it and try to make the most decent version I could come up with, basically, and I've done it, I think, and I've done it in the space of this television. So essentially, you'll be able to MC edit that television into your world along with this chair and this little setup here, and you'll be able to play yourself if you wanna. I don't know. But over here we have the controls, right? We have a chest full of buttons and a bunch of discs. So I like this one. It's a good arcade feel in my opinion. It reminds me of some old games anyways. And then we have this prep game button, which we'll hit first, and as you'll see we have 3 lives right there, which will decrease if we get hit. There are some barriers which were there already, but you can change those by just manually placing them if you want. And then we of course have this little redstone block that follows us around. Now if we add some enemies, as you can see, we got these 3 different invaders. Now, 2 of them are animated, which was unique in my opinion, and they also look like them as well, which is pretty reminiscent. We have the large red invader, we have the small red invader, and then we have the purple invader, which they all pretty much do the same thing, but I thought variety was pretty cool anyways. Now, if we hit a button, or drop the button, it shoots a missile, which this is the pregame, by the way, so they're not shooting back at us or anything. But it kills the enemy, and if we throw another one, just to show off that it doesn't kill the enemies left and right, only kills vertically upwards, so that's a pretty cool concept. Then we'll kill these guys real quick. As you can see, we're out of lives and the enemy is cleared because I killed myself. Prep game, restart it, and then add enemies. Now, there's also adjust enemies as well, which basically means it changes the brightness. So as you can see, it's kind of dark, a little bit hard to see. If we hit this a couple more times, it will then make it much more digital and brighter, which is beneficiary in my opinion, because it looks pretty cool. And then next, of course, we will just start the game. Actually, we're going to restart our tunes because I missed my tunes. And then we'll just start the game by hitting these 2 buttons, and they will then be animated and start moving left, up and down, and stuff like that. Now, to display our hurt pattern, if we get hit by the slime ball, we then lose a piece of health. If a stone brick gets hit by a slime ball, it then cracks, and then if it gets hit again, it will then turn to black wool and completely disappear, and then allow the green ball to then bypass it and hit us. Also, something else to note is that we can pause this game at any time if we really wanted to. We just hit these 2 buttons, and then they will stop firing and stop moving as well. And then we just secretly shoot them as when they're not looking. Anyways, and then we can start it again as well. So it's not really cheating, it's just, I don't know, I thought it would be a cool feature. Why not put that in there if I could? It's pretty simple to do. So, but yeah, so they kind of get to the bottom, it just says game over. You don't like lose or anything. They'll keep shooting the crap out of you, and then they'll kind of just stop moving once they get all the way to the bottom. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just get rid of them real quick, and yeah, beautiful. So to answer your initial questions, I'll just go ahead and go to game mode 3, and as you can see, there is quite a bit going on. Now, first of all, the invaders are basically 3 different types of mobs. Of course, there's endermen, and then there's normal spiders, and then there is cave spiders, and the spiders are constantly be giving 2 different names, one being Dinnerbone and one being Not, which basically removes the Dinnerbone upside down effect. So essentially it recreates the whole flip upwards and downwards like in the retro Space Invaders game. And then the Enderman just kind of chills there the entire time and does nothing. But then we also have armor stands all over the place as well. Of course, we have the life, which is just armor stands with blocks on their head, little small ones. And then we have the redstone block, which teleports back and forth to these certain areas, basically. There is a little armor stand, if you can see it, inside that moves with the block on its head, and then it teleports to the other big armor stands, which also take care of a bunch of other stuff. That being said, I'm not going to explain every single thing at all, because there is so much stuff. If I come in here, yeah, I'm not going to explain any of that, really, but initially, what I'll explain is just how the mechanics work, just a little bit. So if we shoot a bullet, and we go into game mode 3 right after, you'll just see it's an armor stand being teleported upwards, and then once it detects an enemy, it will then kill it with some fancy math and stuff like that. But it'll also give us our button back and stuff like that, all nice and sweet. And then if we go ahead and start the game, and then go into game mode 3, you'll see that shooting a bullet is just using the @R selector, which means the random selector, at one of these enemy mobs, and it will summon a armor stand with a slime ball. So that's pretty cool too, and it will have the same effect basically, and then if it gets hit by one of those, it destroys it, which it didn't do for some reason right there. Let's see if it does it this time. Huh? You gonna do it? Aha! It did it. But yeah, so there's a few glitches, I suppose, but for the most part, for the amount of things that it's doing, I think it's pretty fancy. I like how you can play it from anywhere too. Come over here, get hurt, boop. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, a lot of technical stuff that I just would spend hours going through, because there are hundreds of commands here doing hundreds of different things. But yeah, so if you guys want to play this yourself, I will leave a a download in the description, and all you have to do is paste it into your own worlds using MCEdit, and essentially you'll be able to play if you want, I guess. I don't know. There are a few things though. If you want to play it, essentially you'll have to come in here and just copy and paste this command, move it, and then reset this fill clock, put the command back, and then same thing for this fill clock as well, if I can find it. Oh goodness, okay, I'm gonna come back out so you can see it actually. It's right there, and then there's another one right below it as well, if I can come in here. Boop, right here. It's marked by these lamps over here. And then same thing for this one, just move it, break the block, replace it, put the command back, and that's done. And then there's one more thing which is kind of weird, but with MCEdit, if you MCEdit hoppers, sometimes it'll have a couple extra items, so just take the item out and then put it back in, and then after that you can come over here, sit down on your seat, and play all you want. And then as you can see, that's basically what happens once the game is over. They kind of just sit down there and freak out, so just get rid of them like that, and then you can start your own new game, and it's as simple as that. Go ahead and shoot them in the face. Pew pew. It's beautiful. But that's all I pretty much have for this video, guys, so thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this concept, and download the map if you really want to play it, and subscribe if you're new here, of course. And I'll see you in the next video.